All right, we should be running live. So just as usual, and by the way, hi everyone. I hope you guys are doing all right. And as usual, I'm just gonna give it a few minutes for people to join, and I'm quickly gonna send over some messages to our free Telegram channel and on Twitter as well. All right. So if you just give me a second to do that, we'll then come back to the charts and have a look at current price action. It is kind of interesting what is going on after some strong momentum moves that we've had recently. Obviously, we're going to comment on that, and I'm going to share with you whether I currently have any setups and where are my potential entry points. So that will happen in literally just a couple of minutes. Until then, sit tight and feel free to ask me any questions. By the way, um, let me just share the link, and then I'm gonna send a link to where you can private message me on Telegram with whatever questions you have. Um, we're gonna cover all of the questions during the live session. Maybe even if you've got any setups at the moment, send them over. Send me a screenshot. Let's have a look at them. I'm gonna pull up them on the screen. I'm sure this is gonna help a lot of traders. So, you know, this is why we do that. So, anyways, right here, Telegram. And for those of you who are coming to this channel for the first time, make sure to check out the links below this stream, below this video, if you're not watching this live, and join the free Telegram channel. All right, this is where you can find my contact information, and not only, but you can also find more valuable trading information as well. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that link very quick. All right, just gonna mute my phone so you don't bother us. Right, 8 a.m. London time. Let's have a look at the hourly time frame first. To be honest with you, I am expecting short term to see a continuation of the pullbacks, which means more downside action here. Um, am I gonna have an entry? I'm not sure because even if I'm gonna be taking a sell entry, this is definitely gonna be against the main trend. And although I am expecting for price to continue pushing down for now, um, I don't think this is gonna go too far. Maybe to come down and retest the lows again, but then I'm going to be looking for a potential reversal. So that's why I'm not even sure whether I should be looking for selling opportunities. I mean, if I drop down to the 5 minute time frame, I could potentially find something after price breaks below this. But for me personally, this is going to be quite risky because, like I said, it is going to be against the main trend. So let me give it a few more minutes, see how it goes. But But yes, uh, even more bearish pressure with the British pound. So you see, the thing is, at the end of this week, we have some important news coming up, right? I'm talking about Thursday, where obviously we've got CPI. Okay, it's actually Wednesday and Thursday, so that means tomorrow we've got the FOMC minutes. And considering what is currently going on with Trump and all those tariffs and stuff like that, I am expecting anything to happen at any given time, not just when we have high impact news. Because obviously, we don't need high impact news to have moves like this right now, right? So that's why we've got to be very cautious. And going against the trend is probably not the best idea, even though I feel like we're most likely going to see price continuing a little bit lower, like I said, to at least retest the lows down here. Um, Now, why do I think this is going to happen? Well, mainly because what we see right here, it's for me, it's not enough. You know, it doesn't look like a proper reversal of this one right here. Okay, so maybe we're gonna do something like this, and then we're gonna get that reversal. Or if instead of price pushing down, it actually breaks above this previous structure, well, then I'm going to be expecting for the market to create a higher low and continue higher, right? So even if we have to wait for that breakout and then enter on the pullback, we're pretty much going to be looking at around the same entry levels as we have right now, okay? But it would be even better if we actually drop a little bit lower, okay, maybe take out the structure down here and then get that reversal. All right, this is going to give us a better entry level and kind of a more confirmed setup as well. So it makes a lot of sense for us to wait and not rush with any entries. All right, and this is here on euro dollar. When it comes to pound dollar, we've got a massive drop here. All right, so if you look at the 4-hour time frame on euro dollar, we haven't actually broken below any major structure, right? But then you have a look at pound dollar and just look at that. So overall, I've got a bullish bias here as well, right? But the thing is, I am pretty sure we're probably going to see another drop before the reversal actually happens, because even looking at the 4-hour time frame, this is not a reversal. All right, this is not something that I would like to trade. Okay, and if you look at the 1-hour time frame, same thing again. I don't see a strong reversal signal. So for me, this is just a minor pullback within this bearish move, which again probably means we're going to continue a little bit lower before an actual reversal happens. Oh, let me have a sip of coffee. It's my first coffee for the day. All right, moving on. Gold. So what's going on with gold? Well, we have a strong pullback here as well. Broken below previous structure. Okay. So let me just have a look at this last bit of move right here. 61.8. It is looking decent. But again, the same thing. Do you think price has enough bearish pressure to continue pushing the price down? Because I feel like this is most likely going to happen. You see, we may be looking at reversals at current price levels. That's true. But you've got to have a plan. So instead of, entering right after an impulse like this, or entering up here without a further confirmation, you have to form up a plan. All right, so let's say if price creates a higher low, it then breaks above this previous structure, it's probably going to react up here, and then I'm going to be looking for another higher low, which could be a break and retest of this structure, and this is where I'm going to enter. All right, something like this. Obviously, this is just an example for you guys, but you've got to have a plan for every move that you expect, and that's why you don't need hundreds of pairs to look at. All right, there are trading opportunities all the time. You just have to be able to pick the right ones and skip those ones where you don't have a confirmed setup. So that's the thing with me now. I am looking for a possible continuation to the downside here on euro dollar, but I'm not going to be looking to take a sell trade, right? Same thing on pound dollar. I feel like we're about to see a reversal happening soon, but before that, I think we may have another drop. So I'm not rushing to take a buy trade, all right? Even if you look at the lower time frames, like I said, this does not look like a reversal to me, and it's definitely not a high probability setup. So I'm just gonna skip those trades. I do think I know what's gonna happen, but I don't rush into any entries, right? So, anyways, looking at gold, like I said, we're most likely going to see a continuation to the downside again, maybe break below those lows, okay, and then find support somewhere below the current price levels, and that is fine. If we have to wait, then we're gonna have to wait. And it's pretty much the same thing with the yen cross pairs, all right. So in the beginning of this week, which means yesterday on Monday, I sent out the daily analysis in the premium Telegram channel, and this is what we talked about. We may not have trading opportunities for the whole week, right? Or at least not until the end of the week when we have, FOMC minutes, we have CPI on Thursday. So I am expecting that most of those moves will either reverse, break out, or continue again with momentum in the same direction right after CPI. So, knowing that we have high impact news and we're looking at the market before that, and it doesn't look like we have some decent setups, what do we got to do? Well, we have to wait. What we don't have to do is enter any positions. But of course, that's my personal opinion. It doesn't mean that there are no high probability setups. Based on my strategy and what I need to see in order to enter a trade, right now I don't have any decent setups. But we can follow price action here on euro dollar, also on pound dollar, and on gold, and see whether we actually have enough momentum to continue to the upside, or are we going to see a reversal and a downside continuation, which again, short term, I think this is what we're actually going to see here on those major instruments. In the meantime, guys, feel free to send me some of your trading setups, maybe some of your trades as well. Could be from this week, from past week. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this link here in the chat box where you can send me a private message. Or let me know if you're currently trading any other instruments different than what I have here on my watch list. So looking at the lower time frames here on gold, 15-minute for example, we are approaching previous resistance. So around this area is where I am expecting for price to potentially reverse and go back to the downside. And this is just a short-term idea. Like I said already, when it comes to the higher time frames, overall I am expecting for this massive uptrend to continue. Now, this pullback, compared to what we've had before that, is not that much, to be honest. It's just a normal pullback, all right? It kind of came out of nowhere and it happened really fast, but you have to expect this with gold every time. And by the way, if you are a beginner, if you're still trying to learn how to trade, don't forget to check out our completely free course on trendlineforex.com. You go to services, then you go to beginner. You have to sign up, so you have to register on our website. It is completely free. You don't have to put in your card details or anything like this. Just an email, create a password, and then you will get a free access to our beginners trading course. Not just this one, but you're also going to get access to two more completely free of charge courses. One is to teach you how to choose your Forex broker, all right? Completely free course, very important actually before you start trading live. And the other one is how to get prop money, how to get funded as a trader, all right? So you can find all those courses completely for free on our website, trendlineforex.com. And there's, by the way, there's more to come as well, all right? So we are working behind the scenes. So that's why I'm always telling people to join the free Telegram channel. Whatever we do, whatever kind of giveaway or promotion, or whenever we release a new free course, we always announce it in the free Telegram channel first, and with our email list as well. So make sure to check out the links below this stream. Join the free Telegram, and yeah, check out for have a look at the channel every single day and see whether there are any updates. I'm also doing live sessions just like this one twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, okay, so you don't miss out any of the other trading sessions. Now, sometimes we don't get good signals, just like in this case. I'm looking at, euro dollar, pound dollar, and gold. I want to be looking for long trades, but at the same time, I feel like this bearish price action will continue a little longer. So that makes me think that maybe right now it's not the time to look for long entries. All right, instead of that, if you are a counter trend trader, well, then you can look for selling opportunities. Right, we're 20 minutes in. So we already got some bearish price action here on euro dollar. Like I said, I'm curious to see whether we're going to see that continuation to the downside, because I feel like this is what's going to happen. Even though I have a bullish bias, there's most likely going to be another leg to the downside. All right, have a look at euro dollar currently pushing down. So far, we see the same thing across the rest of the instruments as well. So let's say if euro dollar continues pushing down, it breaks below this structure right here, it then creates a lower high. Where is it gonna go? Well, I would be looking at the current lows down around 1.08, or down around 1.09 actually. All right, just to make it a little bit more easier. So right around here, that means about 50 pips from current price levels. Now, if you drop down to a lower time frame and you find, a potential trade or an entry with a small stop loss of, let's say, anything around 10 pips or maybe even less, you may be able to squeeze out 1 to 2, 1 to 3 on this setup alone. The thing is, you're going to be going against the main trend. So do you want to do that? It really depends on your trading style and your character as a trader, because if you're feeling safe to do that and you're very confident in your trades, then why not, right? This may work out for you. I think trading against the trend does not work out well for me in the long run. So I am not going to be looking to take a trade here, a sell trade. Right? Instead of that, I'm just going to wait out for this move to happen. And then as soon as we see some signals in the opposite direction, then I'm going to, start looking for buying opportunities. But for now, we just have rejection. Every time we have a pullback towards the upside, we form a higher low and we have a strong rejection. This is what we've been seeing for the past, since Thursday last week. All right, so we've been going to the downside. So we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes. Not that much momentum on pound dollar or gold at the moment, but overall we're most likely going to see the same thing here. Price action will probably follow what we see on euro dollar right now. And obviously most likely the same thing is going to happen with the yen cross pairs. Anything where the pound is involved, I don't want to trade right now. So that means no trades on pound yen and no trades on pound dollar either. I would actually focus on the euro if I was to be looking for short positions. So say for example either euro yen or euro dollar. So let's have a look at the 30-minute candles. Just had a close of the 30-minute candle, pretty bearish here on euro dollar, just as expected. Not that much on pound dollar though, even though pound dollar had more selling pressure before. And not much of a signal here on gold either, so I wouldn't take this. I mean, it is a bearish candle, but it's definitely not a signal from price action that it's about to do something, right? So the next one is the 1 hour candle. So we'll have to wait for the 1 hour candles. Now the yen cross bears kind of pushing down now. So let's see. We had a pretty strange gap right here, right? It got filled immediately. Price tested previous highs, currently trading at resistance and also reacting from resistance as well. Now, even if we're about to break above that, before that, we're most likely going to have some sort of a pullback, all right? So if we have to look for a potential level of where that pullback may end, I would say right around here, we have this previous structure, we have this previous structure, and that's most likely also a Fibonacci level, right? So that's exactly the 61.8. I would say that price will come and test the 159.75 level, or right around 159.80 to be more specific, but it's roughly the 61.8 down here at this previous structure. So I'm going to place a horizontal level right here, right, and we'll see how it goes, and if price action actually comes down here to that level. And when it does, are we going to have a reaction in the opposite direction? Because if that happens, then we could potentially look for buying opportunities here on euro yen. However, this is the 1 hour time frame, so it's probably going to take some time, and it's definitely not going to happen during the live session, because I'm only going to be running for about another 30 minutes. But anyway, this is a level to watch out for. So to be more specific, this is 159.75, right? So mark out on euro yen 159.75, place a horizontal level there, and let's see what happens if price manages to come down here on the retest. Are we gonna get a reversal, or we're gonna get a breakout to the downside? Okay. And like I said, I'm not looking at the pound pairs at the moment. I need more action from gold as well. What I see so far is just not enough to make a decision. But for now, just gotta wait. Because overall, looking at the higher time frames, of course I'm gonna be bullish biased and I'm gonna be looking for long trades. But when we drop down, before that, we may see a continuation to the downside, maybe one more bearish leg before we actually see that reversal. Okay. So let me place a quick fib right here. For our chart. So 61.8 on this last 4 hour move. This is from February. Let me check this out. Now we have the 61.8 down here at 2,806. So this will be kind of a longer term pullback level if we get another momentum to the downside, because this is going to show that there's still a lot of bearish pressure right here. And if price action continues in the same way, then we're most likely going to see a drop all the way down here to around 2,800, right? But in order for us to be looking for trades toward the downside, we need more confirmation, okay? So let's say we come and retest the highs right here, we get some nice rejection candles, okay? Something like what we have here, maybe even here, and then we close down here as a bearish candle, for example, right? So if we get candles like this giving us signals like that, okay, well then that probably means we're going to see another move towards the downside. You could also have a 3-pin pattern formation, so a candle like this, another one like this, and another one like this, right? That is a 3-pin pattern formation, and it's also a reversal pattern, considering that, it could happen at resistance right here. while we are in a bearish price action. So this is going to be a pretty strong signal for a continuation to the downside. And in this case, I may be looking for, selling opportunities, since I am going to be expecting for price to continue lower, okay, to at least retest the previous lows down here, which is going to give us quite a lot of space to work with. But anyways, we haven't even gotten there yet. Right now, we need to see what's going to happen next with price action here on gold. But for now, I definitely don't have any entry opportunities. Nice reaction at the previous highs, right? So you can see as soon as price tapped into a resistance here on Euro Yen, we have an immediate reaction to the downside. So we're currently melting. Now let's see how far we're gonna go. But like I said in the beginning of the session, I am expecting for price to break below this previous low. We're probably going to continue even lower, right? Like I said, next target will be around 1.09. This is where I'm looking for price to go next. All right, here it is. Pound begins to drop as well. So let me place a fib expansion here on this last move to see where the targets will be. So 1.0899, 1.09 is the first one. So perfectly matches with our trading idea. Next one would be 1.0814 or 1.0845 to be kind of more safe. And this is that also aligns and perfectly matches this demand zone down here. Okay, so this is a pretty decent setup for anyone who wants to go short on euro dollar. Now this is gonna give you what, like about 50 pips of stop loss for a potential profit of just over 100 pips, so that's 1 to 2.1 pretty much. Yeah, it is kind of looking decent. And this is not, do not take this as a trading signal, by the way, it's just an idea, all right? But overall, I feel like we're going to see that continuation to the downside. Maybe down around 1.0850 is where we could see that reversal, or 1.09. And remember, this is the first level. It's very important because if anyone is looking to enter a short position up here, or anyone who have already entered a short position, as soon as price comes to retest the previous lows, right? Again, the 1.09 level